Good evening. My name is Tammy. I'm the president of Fun and Adventure with Singles Travel International. And tonight, I'm so excited to present Christina Falcone from Celebrity Cruises. Hi, Christina.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
And we are going to be talking about the New Zealand, yes, New Zealand New Year's Eve singles cruise. And it's not until next year, 2024 into 2025. But let me tell you guys, cruising is back and it is more popular than ever. And for us to scoop up space on this iconic and record-breaking ship called the Edge, and I'm sure there are a ton of other adjectives to describe this ship, but I'm going to leave that to Christina. We have to book this early. So tonight, Christina is going to present to you the highlights of the ship. Oh my gosh, wait till you see the magic carpet, among other things, and the itinerary that we'll be experiencing while we're on this cruise. So I'm going to turn it over to Christina and enjoy the show. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Tammy. And it is such an exciting time to be cruising. Cruising is back. We are visiting more destinations than ever. And we are so excited that for the first time ever, the Celebrity Edge itself will be visiting New Zealand and Australia. So she is actually going to be making her maiden trip down to down under this coming November and will sail this season. So next December, when it's your turn to visit New Zealand on the Celebrity Edge, she will know where to go and all of those wonderful, great things. So tonight, we're going to go through just a couple of the reasons why to sail Celebrity, and then, of course, the incredible itinerary that Tammy has chosen for this incredible cruise over the New Year's holiday. So if you haven't sailed with Celebrity Cruises before, we really focus on our top 5 brand pillars, which is focusing on what travelers want most. And with that, destination delivery is number 1. Of course, when we think about travel, it's always, well, where do we want to go? And we want to bring you to destinations that open your eyes and, again, turn you into a storyteller from coming home from these incredible travels. So from iconic site to personalized local experiences, we cover the 7 Cs like no one else. Getting into these incredible destinations, spending more time in the ports that we're visiting. You know, they're not so long ago, we would have destinations and itineraries that were 17, 18, 19 nights long. But sometimes that's just a little too much for us to get away from. So really being able to tailor and slim down these itineraries and really offer more with less, our guests are really thoroughly enjoying those destinations. Our design excellence. This picture here is of the Martini Bar within the Grand Plaza on board the beautiful Celebrity Edge. So it just can kind of help you picture yourself, put yourself at that Martini Bar, imagining all of the hustle and bustle, the live music, the incredible light and dazzling chandelier show that is placed several times per night while sitting in the Grand Plaza. But working with the world-renowned architects and designers really create our fleet of modern luxury ships. And of course, all of this comes back into play with the world-class accommodations. We offer luxurious, spacious accommodations. We include the retreat, which is our all suites and all exclusive and all included area. But what is so beautiful about the ship design of the Edge series and the Celebrity Edge specifically is that it really was innovative and record-breaking, and it is Forbes Travel Guide rated. So that's a really important benchmark that the Celebrity Edge has received and that accolade, being that they are really measured against all those other beautiful Forbes star rated properties around the world. So with the design elements of our Edge series staterooms, they are about 10% larger than the industry standard. And you'll see in just a few slides what that really means and what that looks like. So that's where you'll rest your head each evening before you're ready for the next day's adventure. But of course, whenever we travel, it's always about, well, where are we going to eat? You want that culinary expertise. And look no further than Celebrity Cruises and our amazing culinary ambassador, Chef Danielle Boulud. He has joined forces with our own Michelin-starred chef, Cornelius Gallagher, who heads up our food and beverage department, as well as oversees 200 chefs on board Celebrity Cruises to ensure that our menus stay fresh, eclectic, and also represent and mimic the areas that we're sailing to help give our guests a more personalized and local experience as well. And then, of course, our holistic wellness. On this sailing, there are quite a few sea days, so it's a great opportunity to really mix in and mesh together that holistic wellness, whether it's however you rise or rest to rejuvenate, whether that's a yoga class in the morning, a spin cycle class, or just really enjoying the sauna, the steam room, and the spa itself. There's plenty of ways to make sure that you connect with the best version of yourself as you're continuing to travel through. So Celebrity does offer more choices. And what's so incredibly wonderful about these group rates and these incredible uh, prices that Tammy's able to secure is that it includes your all included. So what does that really mean? All included are your drinks, your tips, and your Wi-Fi. So what's fabulous about this is that it is your classic drink package. So all alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages up to $10 in charge. All of your daily tips and gratuities for our amazing onboard staff and crew. And then Wi-Fi. You're going to want to share all of your incredible stories and pictures and videos from not only the beautiful Celebrity Edge, but also the incredible destinations that you're visiting. So the Wi-Fi, while some may want to say, I always like to say you can stay as connected or disconnected as you'd like on your vacation, but the option is always there. And then, of course, if you're looking for a little bit more luxury, that retreat option is available to you with some premium amenities such as lounge, restaurant, and sun deck. So some really great options to elevate your experience and elevate your vacation as well. So talking about the dining, really going back to that, the Celebrity Edge really innovative with our new dining concept. And this is followed through on the subsequent Edge series ships. But what we love so much about this concept is imagine taking that one main large dining room and really breaking it up into 4 sections to create 4 more intimate focused restaurants that are focusing on each a different cuisine from around the world. So you have the opportunity to dine in any 4 of these any night of your cruise. And with 13 nights, you certainly have plenty to choose to go more than once, choose your favorites, and really experience that kind of rotational dining that you can do on your own terms. So with that, each of these 4 restaurants focus on a cuisine. So we have Cyprus focusing on Mediterranean, Normandy focusing on French, Tuscan, Italian, and Cosmopolitan, our global American cuisine. So what does that really mean with these different cuisines that are really being featured is that 80% of the menu will continue to be that traditional cruise menu that rotates every evening. So we'll have about 6 starters, 6 appetizers, excuse me, 6 main entrees that will rotate each evening, and that'll be in all 4 main restaurants. 20% of the menu, so 3 starters and 3 entrees, will each be unique to that individual restaurant. So Cyprus, there's a really incredible Greek meze platter on one of the appetizers and a beautiful lamb pasta dish as an entree. Normandy has an incredible brie tartlet to start with and incredible steaks on the entree menu. So as you see, that's kind of the 3 or the 20% of the menu that remains specific to those restaurants focusing on that cuisine. So really, really beautiful menus there. So now let's talk a little bit about the magic carpet. Those guests of ours that maybe have never sailed with us, but have sailed with competitors and see our ships in the beautiful ports of call, always point out, well, what is that orange thing that's hanging off the side of the ship? Did they leave it there from when they built the ship in a shipyard? But no, actually the magic carpet is the first cantilevered moving platform installed on a ship, and we are so proud to call it ours, the magic carpet. So it does serve several functionalities, and the most fun functionality that it serves is, of course, as a bar. It is an extension of the ship, and you really do get an incredible view of the areas that you're sailing, the ports of call that you're pulling in and out of, and just a really unique destination to meet your friends and fellow travelers for a drink, whether it be going out and enjoying the sights or, on a sea day, just a really lovely place. So as you can see in the photos, it's kind of positioned on deck 14, which is mostly its home. It's an extension of the resort deck. So imagine enjoying your day at sea in the pool. And, instead of just going to the pool bar, you said, let's go to the magic carpet. It's just a different destination on the ship. Then it also can go up to deck 16, which is the highest point on the ship. And then it will go down to deck 5 to serve as more of an evening time bar area. as most of our guests really are within the decks 4 and 5 in the evening between dinners and shows and entertainment. You're able to step out onto the magic carpet on deck 5. But probably the coolest functionality of this, I think, is the fact that when it goes down to deck 2, it serves as our tender embarkation area when we have to tender into a port. And you'll be so lucky to experience that on this sailing, as there is one tender port where you'll be able to experience where we bring our lifeboats. We don't even call them lifeboats. We call them edge launches because each of them are fully air conditioned. They have leather seats, TVs, and they were $1 million each to build. So they are not just lifeboats, but we call them edge launches. And they'll serve as your mode of transportation to get to and from the ship from the island that you're visiting. And what's great is that it really serves, when the magic carpet is on deck 2, it serves as a more stabilized experience and way to get on and off the ship as you're experiencing the tender operation. So it allows for our crew to bring out the waters and the sodas and just make sure that we are welcoming you back on board. We're sending you off onto the beautiful islands, and we're welcoming you back in just the amount of style that is well deserved. So now we'll move on to the different types of staterooms. And this is really the stateroom that I believe is available within the group itself. But this is our Edge series infinite veranda. And when I say infinite veranda, as you can see, that it is a little bit less traditional and a little bit new age. And it really is very modern, very sleek, but really, really, really cool. So what I love about the Edge infinite verandas, and I think what's going to be so beautiful as to where you're sailing within the region of the world, is that it provides that floor to glass ceiling view. So no matter what, you will have these incredible views of the destinations that you're sailing to. And as you can see within the window itself, it is floor to ceiling glass window. And that bar that is in the middle, by the touch of a button, you'll press that, and half of that window will come down to create that open air, fresh sea air balcony that we are also accustomed to when we sail on more traditional ships or within our fleet as well. But again, this really allows for our staterooms to be larger, creating more space. And now you may be wondering, well, what happens if I want to go to sleep and it's still light outside? Well, just tucked up above the window, we actually do have full blackout shades that, again, can be brought down by the touch of a button. So you can allow in as much light or as little light as you prefer. And when you retire for the evening, your stateroom attendant will always put the shades down for turn down service, but you're more than welcome to put them up. I always like to put them up about halfway so that I can let that natural light in the morning, so I don't wake up wondering what time it is. So that's just my little tidbit. But as you can see in the shower as well, in the bathroom, there is so much space. Celebrity Cruises has done an incredible job of really ensuring that our staterooms are equipped with the space that our guests are accustomed to, as well as the storage. I can't tell you, I unpack my suitcase and I'm like, wow, I still have so much space. I really could have brought more on this vacation, but they're just spacious. The shower itself allows you to actually turn around and shower and still have space and room to spare. There's plenty of storage areas and just a really beautifully well appointed stateroom and bathroom as well. So making that home away from home really, really comfortable for our guests. Some of the additional public venues on board Celebrity Edge, we have the beautiful solarium. So what's very cool is that you're going to be sailing down in New Zealand, while it is their summer. So it's going to be our winter, it's going to be their summer. So I'm sure the weather will be beautiful, giving you enough time while it is a sea day to get out there, enjoy that resort deck. But if you're looking for a little bit more of quiet, peaceful, tranquil experience, then the solarium is definitely the place to be. As you can see, our beautiful resort deck just lights up just so beautifully in the evening time. We'll usually have parties out there, but during the day, as you can see, there's plenty of chairs for everybody. We really do have plenty of chairs and space for all of our guests, so that there's no need to get out there super early and claim your space. And then, of course, that beautiful upper right hand photo of what looks to be a martini glass is actually our hot tubs. So really great spaces, and of course those beautiful views of the sweeping ocean. Some additional public venues, again, really our Sunset Bar, a beautiful space on board the aft of the ship so that our guests can really enjoy that sailing in and out of the different ports of call throughout the days to really take in kind of a more vast view and really see where you're going or where you've been, excuse me. And then just a great space to grab a drink and just keep on moving on. Then we have Eden, which is on the bottom left. And this is a really cool transformative space. And what I mean by that is that throughout the day, it'll go from chillful to playful to wonderful. And what this is again, this is on the aft of our ship. It spans 3 decks and really brings in the beauty and the mystery of what is Eden. So in the morning, there's a beautiful, there's usually very quiet music playing. There's a cafe back there where you can grab some light bites and snacks for breakfast. And then as the day starts to waken up, so does the rest of the ship. Therefore, there's some trivias. They can grab lunch at our eating cafe. The bartenders start to arrive. And as you can see, really in the back, there's a beautiful ramp that takes you up around the back of the ship and allows you to just kind of relax, sit, and just take it all in with those beautiful floor to glass ceiling windows. Then in the evening, it does transform into a great space where we have some more intimate entertainment production style shows, but it's also home to one of our specialty restaurants, Eden, which is an open kitchen experience with a really fun and unique menu, really focusing on unique ways to plate our meals and just really kind of break it down and make it a fun gastronomic experience. And then our middle photo is, of course, our Edge Martini Bar, and this is in the Grand Plaza. The Grand Plaza I really call the heartbeat of our ship, allowing for our guests, again, to experience it, that as the ship comes to life each day, this Grand Plaza really will start to liven up throughout the day as well. But our Martini Bar is home to our incredible flair bartenders that make incredible martinis and wonderful drinks, all doing it with flair and style. And then the beautiful chandelier puts on a dazzling light and music display several times a night. And then, of course, the rooftop garden, really bringing our guests, and that's why our ships do sail in the most ideal times, in the most ideal places, so that our guests can really get outside and experience and have that connectivity to the sea from our ship. So the rooftop garden is a wonderful place to take in some quiet time if you're looking to read a book throughout the day. In the evening, we can have live music out there, and that's also where we have our big screen TV. So if there's any big sporting events or movies being shown, we'll show them up there as well. So now that we learned all about the Celebrity Edge and you're so excited to just get on board, let's talk about the incredible destination that you'll be sailing to. So sailing out of Sydney round trip on a 13-night New Zealand holiday, visiting some incredible ports, sailing and cruising through the ports. As you can see, really, basically circumnavigating New Zealand, which is really great to see. And again, bringing back to that destination delivery where we're focusing on a smaller area but really diving deep into the destinations that we're visiting in those areas. So let's dive in. As you can see, arriving into Sydney, I did see that you will have a 2-day pre-stay, which is wonderful because I do believe that there's so much to see within Sydney. And there's so many architectural marvels like the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. If you happen to do that skywalk that I know that you're able to kind of climb the bridge, please send me photos because it does look awfully terrifying. But I'd be very interested to see how many of you take advantage of that. But not only is Sydney Australia's oldest city, it is also the most ethically diverse cities on the globe, offering a wealth of cuisines, unique museums, and cultural opportunities. So it just looks like such a fun and bustling city that it'll be great to have some of that cruise experience, get you excited, and then you're going to board your ship on day 1, and you're going to have a beautiful sail away at 6:45 p.m. Then it's going to give you plenty of time to either recover from that jet lag, that exciting experiences out in Sydney, where you'll have days 2 and 3 at sea to really get to know your new home away from home and some of the really beautiful venues that I pointed out earlier. And then you really getting into, getting to know your fellow travelers, hanging out with them, and then also doing some of the really, really great programming that our Celebrity Life Activities team puts together. We have about 20 hours of programming on days at sea. So there is always something going on, but it gives you really that option to do as much as you'd like or as little as you'd like on your vacation. And then day 4. So day 4 is a really busy day for you guys. You're not getting off the ship, so don't worry about it. But you're going to be cruising through 3 different incredibly beautiful sounds. So you have Milford Sound, Doubtful Sound, and Dusky Sound. They just sound so magical when I say them, but they look magical. And just those beautiful mountaintops, the reflection of the mountains in the water and the sky, it just looks absolutely stunning. And what I love so much about the days that we are cruising instead of getting off the ship is that everybody is connected in the same experience. Everyone is experiencing as your beautiful ship sail through these sounds, are looking out over whether you look from the privacy of your balcony or you're in one of our public venues, over the resort deck or on the magic carpet. Just imagine sailing through these beautiful, pristine, calm waters as you're on the magic carpet and just experiencing this from different angles and views from the ship. And what is also so exciting, and what I think we do so well here at Celebrity, is that when our ships are sailing in areas, we bring on local experts. We bring on naturalists to really allow our guests to dive into the history of these locations that they're sailing in, these destinations. So definitely take advantage of our Beyond the Podium talks. We'll have plenty of naturalists, historians, lectures, really focusing and providing some additional content on the destinations that you're visiting. So perhaps while cruising in any one of these sounds, we may have these naturalists kind of giving a more over the loudspeaker narrative through the PA system. So allowing you to kind of take in what they're saying as you're sailing through it, and really having that one-on-one connectivity experience. So it isn't until day 5 we've made it to land and we've made it to our first official port of call, Dunedin, New Zealand. So you'll be docked here from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And what I love so much is all of the sheeps that are just kind of roaming free, and the beautiful kind of context and the architecture here between the sea and the mountains. And really, it is a capital of the architectural heritage with heavy influences from Scotland. So I'm sure many of you may get off the ship and say, I thought I was in Scotland instead of New Zealand. But there's so many things to do here. And that's what I love so much about, going to Australia or New Zealand, is that there's so much to see and there's so much that differs from what we tend to see here in the US or even in Europe. But you can do either water-based activities, being that it's an island, or really head inland to experience some more of the deeper, richer culture. So again, taking a harbor cruise to spot some albatross, cormorants, and other seabirds, or you might even see penguins, dolphins, and seals. So really getting out there for that animal lover. But if you're looking more for a experience on the train with the railway, there is a really cool excursion to go through some former gold mining sites. And then, of course, you can't forget, without the Scotland influence, top off your cruise to Dunedin with the Highland dancers and the bagpipes. So really great experience there. So now you have another day to take in at sea. Again, experience all those incredible destinations on board. What I really love to see on board any one of our ships is when we have a sea day is to do a little bit of a bar crawl, and we can definitely help organize that for you. But with your all-included drinks package, it gives a great way to see some of the areas of the ship that maybe you haven't gotten to yet. So that's a really cool, fun activity that you can do together as a group on one of the sea days as well. So now we've made it to Wellington, New Zealand, docked from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And New Zealand, I think right now is a really hot destination. The Women's World Cup is being held there. So it's getting a lot of airtime. And I think that we'll definitely start to see tourism shift to the New Zealand area as well. So you guys are getting in just at the right time. But as you can see, more of a city architecture landscape, but again, with those beautiful mountains and seaside areas. So you can hike up through the large Central Park to Mount Victoria for a 360-degree photo op view of the city, airport, and harbor. You could also venture out to Miramar Peninsula, where you can actually, and this is becoming such a huge part of tourism, is kind of that film and TV tourism, where guests really want to go to the destinations where their favorite films or TV shows are filmed. So there's a really great spot here where the Thor has been filmed, the Hobbit films, Power Rangers. So if those are some of your fan favorites, then this might be a really great opportunity to go out and see that. But then, of course, you also want to taste your way through Wellington. So start on Cuba Street, which seems kind of funny. But it is home to the hipsters, the artists, and lovers of all things vintage, and a really eclectic food scene throughout all of New Zealand. There's so many influences from different cultures that there's plenty of Italian and French and American food. And then, of course, with their own unique cultural and heritage food mixed in as well. So day 8, we are in Napier, New Zealand, docked from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this port of call really has some incredible Art Deco architecture. There was a huge earthquake in 1931 that really kind of leveled a lot of the original buildings in this area. And with the rebuild, it is actually home to the highest density of Art Deco architecture in the world. So again, if you're really into that Art Deco, I love Art Deco. Give me the Great Gatsby time period any time of the day. But really an alluring seaside town and some of Hawke's Bay's finest wineries. So a great balance for food and art and culture in this one little area. So you could really journey outside to experience some of those spectacular wine vintages. I know that for myself, some of my favorite Sauvignon Blancs come from New Zealand, so that would be a really wonderful wine tasting experience. But for our eco tourists that want to go and bird watching, you can see the world's largest gannet nesting site. And of course, the rebuilding of the efforts made it home to some of the greatest density of Art Deco buildings in the world. So within this cruise and just kind of talking about it, there are so many unique adventures that you can have from day to day that this really is a cruise that is great for anybody because there are different activities in each of these destinations and ports of call that can fit anybody's wants and needs on their vacation. Next, we're in Taronga, New Zealand, 9:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Some beautiful white sand beaches. These are actually home to some of the world's loveliest beaches and highest rated beaches in the world as well. Of course, we see the Kiwi. We all know that the New Zealand people are affectionately known as Kiwi. So we have our Kiwi there that you can visit. But if you are a land lover, you can visit some of the greatest golf courses or stroll down the Strand, which is very similar to an area that has plenty of cafes, lots of really great areas and nightlife, where you can journey to the charming waterfalls or board one of the many eco cruises available in the Bay of Plenty. So like we are talking about this New Zealand Riviera, where it really offers beautiful galleries, shops, histories, and a vibrant cafe and restaurant scene. Day 10, we are in Auckland, New Zealand. I would say this is probably like the most well-known area in New Zealand is Auckland. But you have really the most cosmopolitan city within New Zealand. And it really is, again, as much as New Zealand is, a melting pot of British, Asian, Pacific, and Maori cultures. So natural, you can visit anywhere from natural landmarks such as the Auckland Domain, a central park offering great views of Hauraki Gulf, Mount Eden with 360-degree views. And sometimes those 360-degree views really, those photos just don't do it justice, but you have that vantage point and to be able to see out there and take it all in and experience it is absolutely stunning. And then Mount Victoria, a volcanic cone overlooking downtown from the North Shore, the island's remote site of beaches, forests, vineyards, and olive groves. So really just dynamic ecosystems and topography that really lend itself to offer, again, a little bit of something for everyone. And then, of course, man-made lake landmarks, including the Sky Tower, again with those panoramic views, the Harbor Bridge, and the Town Hall, which includes a fine concert hall. So plenty to see and do with all of the time that is afforded to you in Auckland on your port day. So day 11 is our Bay of Islands, New Zealand, and this is the one tender port that is provided to you. So as I mentioned earlier, you're going to have the incredible opportunity to utilize the magic carpet, and you'll see just how easy it is to get on and off the ship utilizing these tender or edge launches, but it's a great place to be as well. So a subtropical paradise of clear blue waters, hundreds of undeveloped islands, diverse wildlife, and historical significance. So you can really journey and take an eco cruise. This is really an area where you're not necessarily going and laying on the beach, but you're taking advantage of the diverse water activities available. So maybe kayaking, maybe if you're a a certified scuba diver, snorkeling. These are some really great areas where you can journey into those caves with majestic rock formations, the glowworms. So really kayak, sail, swim, or sunbathe on one of the many beaches. And I think that's really what Australia and New Zealand are known for, are these incredible opportunities to take in their beautiful, gorgeous beaches, their water, the history of these waters, and of course, you know, all of that really great, exciting water activities. So now we have ventured, we've seen all of the sights in beautiful New Zealand, and now we're going to take these last 2 days on our journey back to Sydney to really reflect on this incredible journey and destination that you've been able to visit and really just soak it all in, prepare for that long journey home, and just take in everything that the Celebrity Edge has to offer. Maybe it's dining in a specialty restaurant, maybe it's taking advantage of some spa treatments in the spa and enjoying our wellness area, or maybe it's just, you know, really capitalizing on those friendships that you've made with your new friends from traveling. So that's all. You'll return to Sydney and make that long journey home. But we have an exciting offer that if you book by August 22nd, you'll receive an additional $100 onboard credit. That again can be utilized for anything pre-cruise or once you're on board. So that's our gift to you. We hope that you enjoyed this presentation, and I am going to turn it back over to Tammy for any questions.
Thank you so much, Christina. I always love this Insta display here on your thank you page. I was aboard the Apex and got to take a picture right after we opened up back to cruising in October of 2021. That was such a nice experience. And for those of you, I think some of you here today watching our event are going to be on the Apex in a month, going to the British Isles. So that's going to be exciting. And thanks, Christina. I'm going to show our members now how to access the trip on our page and just give them some of the highlights of traveling with Singles Travel International. So if you are a member, you know the way to go. If you're not yet, you're going to visit us at singlestravelintl.com and then navigate to our trip page by clicking on all trips in the upper right hand corner and then choosing cruises, or you can navigate by searching New Zealand on the home page. So I've done the work for you here. We're already on the New Zealand New Year's Eve singles cruise. And by the way, we cater to singles over 50. So if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, this is the place to come. You'll feel welcome, you'll feel safe, and our leaders are amazing. We call them the concierge team, and that's because they're not just there to do the minimum. They are in full uniform, making sure that everybody understands what the next event is. They give you a schedule before you get started. We're with you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're at the discos at night dancing with you. They're first up in the morning with a smile on their faces, because we know that everybody comes by themselves and they may not know anybody when they get on this cruise. And once you're a member and you've done it, you've already accumulated a group of new friends. But when you come for the very first time, it's a little tricky, and we're super keen about making sure that everybody feels welcome. So from the New Zealand New Year's Eve singles cruise page, everything is in one big long page. You're able to see what's included under highlights, our itinerary, which Christina just went over. One of the things that we have that's unique is a who's going section. So I'm going to click on the who's going section and I'll click view all. And from there, you're able to see the profiles of everybody who's booked on the trip already. You may send messages to them. For example, you click on their profile and you're able to send a message, request a friendship, or view the profile. That's a fun way to see if this group is your style. We also have a little bit of a bio about our concierge. The concierge, in addition to the itinerary, is really what makes our vacations different than anybody else. They're friendly, professional, and caring. So I look forward to introducing you to Miriam. She'll be our leader for this particular cruise. And we also have a chat. Now, because I'm not booked on this cruise, I'm not able to chat. But once you book the vacation, then you're able to get involved with other members on the chat, send messages. We talk about excursions here. We talk about anything that you need to know about the cruise among each other. So this is your place to get to know other travelers and make connections and meet each other before you even get on the cruise. So once you've looked at the profiles, you've been on the chat, by the time you get on the cruise, you have a ton of new friends already. So I'm just scanning back up through the frequently asked questions page. And as Christina had mentioned, we have a couple of options for the pre-cruise package. So we always like to include one night so that we get all of our members in town and they are feeling secure that they're not going to miss the ship. So we've already included one night in Sydney from the 19th to the 20th. And if you want to stay for 2 nights, you have that option. If you want to stay for 3 nights, you have that option. But I want to announce for the first time that after this cruise, we are going to be offering, when we get off on January 2nd, we are going to be offering a full package in Australia. It's going to be the Great Southern Route, some of the most beautiful and fantastic scenes and vistas in the world, they say. We're going to do Kangaroo Island and the Adelaide wine country. So keep your eyes peeled on your inbox for the announcement of that new trip. But that will start on January 2nd in Sydney when we get off the ship. So just a little sneak peek there. So why else would you travel with us? Well, we've included that pre-night package. Our premium members save thousands of dollars on your own space because we know our singles, nobody wants to share anymore. So we negotiate better prices with the cruise lines. And so you get to save money on having your own space and nobody has to share anymore. As Christina mentioned, she's offering a $100 onboard credit. And we already have a $200 onboard credit available. So that's going to make a $300 onboard credit for you when you make your reservation before the 22nd. We're including your unlimited drink package, prepaid gratuities, and unlimited Wi-Fi, the free pre-cruise package in Sydney, and tons of other singles over 50, led by our friendly, helpful, caring, and professional concierges. So I recommend that you click on the Book Now page and make your reservation before the 22nd so that you take advantage of this 2-week cruise where we're going to ring in the new year together, and you'll make a bunch of new friends and just have the time of your life. So what I'm going to do right now is end the video. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please visit us at singlestravelintl.com. And we're going to go into a Q&A right now to answer questions for those members who are here in the room with us right now. And we look forward to meeting all of you very, very soon.